It is.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to the Big Fat Chat. My name's Dan. This is Di.
He's left his fucking recorder in the house.
I left my recorder.
So we're using something else. We've spent the last 15 minutes trying to get a fucking SD card to work.
Yeah. I brought everything except for my fucking Tascam recorder. So we're using a Zoom H4n, which we've had for ages, but we never used.
We've had it for about fucking...
Well, I remember that I put on Facebook when you had it, the day you had it, that I wanted one. I know I've decided I don't.
No. It's very good in its time.
They come highly recommended. It's still decent now, but it's just like the menu
system. It's just not as easy.
Don't like the menu system at all.
No.
But I don't like the menu system of the Tascam either, so maybe it's just because I spent 300 quid on it after like it.
I think what we'll do is we'll get a 2i2 and we'll put the fucking Mac to use. Because since the last episode, I haven't used it.
Still haven't used it.
No. I'm sitting today behind the counter with a stool for my feet.
And a blanket
and
on
a fleece around my leg. I look like my nan.
You'd look a bit like your nan.
She's a cunt.
You look like a cunt.
Yeah. Feel like one too,
punk. Yeah. I'm a little bit low on energy again today, so I don't know if...
Well, you weren't last week after you left.
I definitely wasn't last week. That went nuts, that did, man.
Well, later on in the day?
Yeah. On the way home.
Oh, no, I'm on about the pre-workout.
Yeah.
It did?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. It caught up with me a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I just didn't notice that it was having an effect on me.
Because this was so chaos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was chaos because of that. I don't know.
Probably. Do you want some more?
Fuck it. I'll take anything at the minute, mate.
I've lost my funnel, though. We'll make one.
What do you need? Just water?
Well, you need to get... I can't get up now because I'm stuck here now.
What is it?
So you're going to need to go and get that tub there.
There's fucking 3 tubs there.
Right, so we'll play hot and cold.
Is it one of the big ones?
Yeah.
Is it one without a label on it?
It's the one facing away.
Right, okay. The one that looks like he's been naughty.
Yeah. Now I left the lid off it, yeah?
So when I pick this up now...
So the moisture has seeped into it, and you might have to give it a shake, because there's chunks.
Smells nice. Fucking hell. Pre-workout fucking rocks.
Just take a bite.
Shall I? Shall I just eat the crystal?
Just eat a cube. Right, so you need now... I've lost my funnel.
Let me take my gloves.
I've got an automotive funnel.
An automotive funnel?
Yeah.
A rock of...
You're going to eat the rock?
Yeah. Is that going to be bad for me?
Well, take the scoop and see if it fits in the scoop.
Scoop's fucked as well, mate.
Yeah. Give us a look. That looks as if
there's already some in the scoop, though. So
right. Yeah. Well, just pop it in your drink, shake it like fuck. We've invented something new. Pre-workout nuggets.
Rocks.
Fucking right.
Right.
Did you see the photo I put up on my profile yesterday? We'd made labels.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I was going to ask you about that. who had them printed? What the fuck?
My mate's got the big printer, so we decided to do it there, and I was like, it needs to be bigger than that. No, it don't, it'll be fine.
This fucking chair's just sinking.
Well,
I'm going
are you in the chair?
I'm going. I'm now fucking 2 foot shorter.
Stand up now and pull the handle, and it'll shoot back up, I think.
Fuck's sake. Does it start? I don't really want to sit in it because it's like...
Oh, he's got again.
Closes my legs. I like to sit man spread, and I like to do it because there's a word for it now.
Right, well, how are we going to get that in there now?
Fucking bite there.
That's not going to taste good, mate. It's not going to taste good at all.
Let's do that. Put it in there. Ooh.
Right, you should have... Right, go on.
Another one?
Yeah.
Oh. Is this too much? This isn't enough water for the amount of...
There's too much water in it now. We're going to be able to shake it.
Like that.
Fucking hell.
Fucking yes. Buzzing taste in my mouth, but fuck it. Anyway.
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Your fucking labels.
Oh, the labels. So I'd be printed labels off, and they came out like the most minuscule fucking size. I'd actually put a picture up at the side of it.
If he's got one of those printers, surely he should know how to use them.
Well, it's a new label, isn't it?
Yeah, but you just dimensions.
But he didn't know how to use it. So like I'd gone over and managed to set it up for him. But then obviously the templates that he had in place. So they were like, the labels were fucking hell, 3 labels to like the size of a pen, wasn't it?
Mm. You ain't getting any of the detail off that. Like you ain't reading.
I could read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I read up here.
To the face. Like.
Yeah. So I could see it really well. General public will be fucked.
Especially on a fucking tab that big. What's in here? Like
it's not going to be on that
5K?
size. It'll be on. See the one down there now, the smaller one.
Wait, how is this only 712?
It's marked wrong.
This is more.
That's just my personal usage one. That is.
Right, okay.
Because I drink so much of it, so I need a big boy mug.
Yeah. I feel like this needs a bit more like body, like thickness.
In what respect?
I don't know.
Thickness.
Yeah, no, probably not. Don't know. I don't know.
Well, generally you wouldn't. You'd put it in like a shot.
Yeah.
Or you'd put it in with.
Or chew it.
Or chew it. Yeah.
That's what you need to fucking get rid of the bottles and stick them in bar form and just fucking chow.
Yeah. Like chewing a fucking paracetamol.
That's literally what it is.
Fucking paracetamol. Yeah. Oh, I'll just put the paracetamol in my mouth now, and I'll go and get water. Plenty of time, and then it starts.
Do you know what I used to? Well, I used to do. I did it once, and I had fucking silly toothache because it was an exposed tooth. Like I cracked my tooth. Yeah. Fucking bits came off it, and I thought the best way and most efficient way is not putting in the paracetamol in my body, so I'd have to find the tooth.
Pack it.
I just fucking packed it with a paracetamol.
Did it work?
No, it fucking hurt.
Did it?
It's horrible, man. Yeah, no, it doesn't work at all.
Did I tell you about my tooth?
I don't know. Did you?
I convinced myself that it was loose.
But it wasn't.
So I started testing it.
What do you mean?
Well, I convinced myself, one of my back teeth, right? So I'd convinced myself it was loose. So what I kept doing was like trying to poke it and rock it back and forth. And then after about 3 weeks of doing that,
you made it loose.
Actually made it loose.
Do you know what I did the other day? I was eating like a fucking nacho or something, and like the sharp end of the triangle
stuck inside your gum.
Into the inside of my roof of my mouth. But when I pulled it out, there was like a flap of upper mouth
on
just
it,
hanging. And I only recently I've managed to wedge it off with my tongue, but I've been like pulling at
it. Yeah. It's horrible.
As soon as something's in your mouth, you can't leave it alone.
No.
Like they say, like if you've got a wobbly tooth, leave it alone. But you're like, you're fucking smashing it from behind with your tongue. Like,
and have you ever seen, like if you've like eaten popcorns, I don't eat popcorn anymore. Yeah. Every time I eat popcorn, I break a fucking tooth because I like eating the little kernels.
I fuck the kernels at the end. Yeah.
I'm
careful about it though.
So like if you've got it feels like a fucking the most gargantuan hole ever.
Yeah.
And then you say to the dentist, like, "Oh, was it like?" It's like, "I'll show you."
And it's like a little fucking dust.
Fucking tiniest thing ever.
Toothache and earache, man. I think it's like some of the worst type of like dull pain you can get. It's fucking horrible.
Toothache is fucking horrible. I remember I had a dry socket. Have you ever had one of those?
This doesn't sound nice.
Like a dry socket is essentially I'd had a wisdom tooth out.
Yeah.
So like they take the tooth out, and then over a couple of days, then it starts to heal over. So like the scab and all that shit. Yeah. So that had come out. So I basically had exposed fucking jawbone. And that's what a dry socket is. Now, if you think fucking toothache is bad, and exposed jawbone is fucking worse. Yeah.
No, we're talking about toothache. My mouth is starting to hurt.
Yeah.
Actually, like, but yeah.
They can't see.
Where I've had my tooth out 2 years ago.
It's like those people who have. It's like those people who lose limbs and then they get like
phantom pains. Yeah.
Imagine that.
That's not nice, is it?
No. My toes are fucking itching. You haven't got any.
Fucking scratch them. Sorry. Get your fucking... Oh, no, sorry. Filmed a wedding the weekend.
How did it go? Good?
Really good, yeah.
Yeah?
So just before it, I was like, all our cards are like 64 gig cards.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need more than that. So I stuck 500 gig in each card.
Yeah.
2 by 256. So I fucking spent enough money on them.
Yeah.
And they were the ones that failed. The speeds are meant to be more than enough for what I was doing, and they just kept on. Like, I lost a bit of the ceremony because of it. Because I was using, I had a Rode Wireless Go mic'd up to the groom, and I was going into the camera for the audio. So like I was away from him, but his mic was going in as my camera audio. But then because the camera stopped recording, I lost all of it. So
the ceremony.
I didn't lose the ceremony. I lost that clip of the ceremony.
Right. Okay.
So after that, we adjusted and we put all the audio through the Tascam, and everything was fine then. So like all the speeches and stuff. But there was a couple of bits of the ceremony that I lost, which was really fucking frustrating because it was nothing to do with us. It was just a technological thing. It wasn't us making mistakes. It was just that was frustrating. But we're gonna give them a really good product, though. I think.
Good.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. Like the edit, I thought was gonna take like 4 weeks. I've nearly done. So we're gonna do. I
suppose when you know your way around,
because it's my first time as well. Or I just like
you want to make it perfect.
I got home. I dumped. It was 250 odd something gig of video.
Fuck. Is it going off RAW?
No.
Is it coming off RAW?
No. 4K. Some of it is 10-bit. So like the 24p stuff was 10-bit, and then all the 60 FPS stuff was 8-bit color, but like no RAW, no.
So you're doing a 4K film?
I'm editing in 4K,
and then
I'm gonna deliver it to them in 1080p probably.
Yeah. Which way do you deliver in it?
I don't know yet. We're basically doing 2 videos, so I'm doing like one for the bride and the groom, which is like it's got all the speeches in, it's got bits of the ceremony in, it's got the stuff that some people might find boring, and then
I've got menus and all that shit on there, like chapters and like a DVD.
No. I'm not going to deliver. I'm not going to deliver it on a hard format like that. It's going to be. I'll either like host it on YouTube and they can just watch it, or I
think that's
give it to them.
The best bet.
I mean, just give them the links in it.
Either that, or you can give them the option. In the future, you could do this. You could give it to them on an SD card. You fucking account that into the price then.
Yeah, that's one thing I could do.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna I'll give them a 1080p solid copy, and then I'll upload the 4K to YouTube if they want to do that, and then so that's the long one, which is the one I'm nearly finished on now, and then we're gonna do like a highlight one for like sharing on social media. That's a little bit more. It's a little bit less intense, like maybe 6 or 7 minutes of like just cool shots, like key bits of the day.
Yeah.
And then I'll upload that to the Cup of Joe Facebook, cool. And they can share that as much as they want. Then that's the idea.
So obviously first run at it, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Pretty successful.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So
like, there's a couple of times where we missed exposure, and I think that's going to keep on happening. You're never going to get 100% exactly what we want, and some of the shots.
But it's all a learning curve.
The composition was a little bit off, but then there was some time I saw this staircase, and I was like, Josh, get a gimbal out. This is going to be a shot here. So they were taking photos.
What's fucking gimbal?
It's a stabilizer.
Oh, okay.
So I was running handheld with my GH5, and Josh was running like a hybrid gimbal / handheld.
Okay.
So whenever we needed like really smooth shots or cool cinematic shots, you just fucking whap it on the gimbal that we pre-balanced the day before.
You run round with it then, and it's stabilizes fuck out of it.
I'll show you after the podcast. It's in my boot.
Okay. Should we run round my street?
I haven't got a camera to put on it, but
fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just that you just pre-balance it and you fucking. Yeah, no, it's cool. But I was like, they were just finishing photographs upstairs in this Mana place, and I was like, I'm going to ask them to walk down the stairs, and you just get like a cinematic kind of like swoop of them coming down the stairs, and that's ended up in the video. I was like, that's a fucking good shot. That is
cool.
It was like kind of like an overexposed window behind them, so it was giving like a little bit of bloom like a kind of a glow behind the bride. I was like, that's a fucking hell of a shot, that is.
Tell you another good idea.
What's that?
So I did this for a friend.
Yeah.
And instead of him giving like the standard speech, they'd done it like a fucking Disney setup, with like the story of how the couples met and stuff like that, and I edited it all out. Not the best of my editing ability, but it turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
And it was like something that they could utilise in...
Like on a projector or whatever.
Yeah. And it went down really fucking well.
Yeah, you could charge more for that.
Yeah.
The only thing what I would learn to do is probably be a bit more cheeky, like a bit more, like if I want a shot.
Kiss pasty.
If I
give me some of your fucking wedding dinner.
Yeah. I've been on my feet all day, babe.
Yeah.
No, like as in, there was a couple of times where I kind of wanted them to do something, but I didn't want to like infringe on their day, like, do you know what I mean? It was like not cheeky as in like, oh, fucking come here, but like I there was a couple of times where I wanted to say, oh, can you just go back and try that again and do it again just for me? And I think I would do that again.
I think when it boils down to it in the future, you're obviously going to have customers having consultations.
Yeah, well,
so then you can stipulate them before, right, is this the type of end product you want? Or, yeah, and if you want to get it that way, then we're going to have to redo takes.
The one that we did was quite a fly on the wall type thing. We just tried to be in the right places at the right time when things were happening, and it worked mostly. So like it can work where we're just kind of just people in the room with cameras.
Yeah,
but I would rather sometimes, like what we used is like when the photographer was setting up his shots, we would use that same moment to film.
Yeah.
And that worked okay because the photographer was being paid and we weren't. So I didn't want. I met the photographer and I was just like, if you need us to get out the way, just tell us.
Yeah.
And you know, fuck man, I was totally off subject. People say that like 1,500 quid or $2,000 whatever for a wedding photographer is expensive. Yeah. I was looking over his shoulder at some of the photos he was taking, and I was like, cheaper photographers just wouldn't get that type of picture. Like he's been doing it for 20 odd years. Lovely couple they were. And so like I emailed them a week before the wedding to try like striking up a fucking chat, but I did it off the new business email from the new website, and it hadn't been set up properly.
Right.
So it bounced back and I didn't notice. So on the night of, I was like, they still haven't emailed me back. And then I looked, I was like, fuck. So I emailed them the night before, like saying, look, we're doing the wedding, blah, blah, blah. If you need us to step out of the way, or if you've got any tips for us, let us know. So I went to the house in the morning. So basically I dropped Lewis. Lewis? Who the fuck is Lewis?
Don't know.
I have absolutely no idea. I don't even know a Lewis.
Is Lewis the guy that does stuff for us? What was his name?
What do you mean?
Remember we said we need somebody to pull up information for us in the background?
Oh, Jamie, that is.
Jamie.
Yeah, no, Lewis is an absolutely fabricated character.
Nobody.
I was meant to say Josh.
Okay.
So I dropped Josh off in Newton House, which is where where they were getting married. I was like, get some shots inside here. I was a little bit cheeky there because I kind of broke him in.
Yeah.
They didn't want to let us in, first of all, and I was like, we need to get in. So I was a little bit cheeky then. So I fucked up. And then I went to the house, and then I realised that I had absolutely no idea what I was meant to be capturing in the house. So I was just stood there like that. And then the wife photographer was just like, oh, Dan, I've set this up upstairs. Do you want to use it after me? And I was like, yeah, cool. Yeah. So then I filmed that, and then obviously I knew I had to get the dress. The lighting in the house. Another thing I probably learned is just like, you need to take some lights with you.
Yeah.
For the house especially, because the house was dark and the lights that were there were proper like stinking orange warm.
Yeah.
So I fucking it was difficult to get nice looking images out of it, but I did my best. Like,
it's the learning curve.
Yeah,
and he will get it, and he'll get it a lot faster than you think you're going to.
We took little video lights with us, but I left them with Josh, and I didn't think I'd need them in the house. I thought I'd just open some windows, but like all the light was conflicting, and it was just like it was a struggle. But that's pretty much as tough as it gets in a house, though. So like that's the worst. So I know now, if I've got a little like my little aperture LED light and maybe one of my tube lights, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take them with me next time, and take my low light camera to the house instead of the GH5. But like, the fucking fire alarm went off in the middle of the ceremony.
No.
Yeah. And it was one of those ones you have to get out.
Fuck
in
off.
The middle of the ceremony. I'll see if I can. they were like, "Oh, that's it's good for your first wedding, isn't it?" Everyone, because like everyone knew that it was our first wedding. But I'll see if I can get. This is funny as fuck. I'll just play a little snippet of audio for it. Shut up. No, sorry guys. In the middle of the fucking ceremony. Are you real? The bride was like, what the fuck? But yeah, it was fucking... I was like, oh, it had to happen to us on the first... First of all, it was an alarm in a different room. So it sounded like someone was on a phone, like a phone ring going off. So like we looked around and I was like, what fucking dickhead hasn't put their phone on silent? I'm looking down at myself. I was like, no, it's not me.
Yeah.
And then the one in the room went off and it's just like, oh shit. And we had to get out. We had to stand outside then for like 15 minutes.
Fuck.
To think. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to put in that we are adaptable.
Yeah. Well, there's no better way to get into it. Just jump straight into the fucking deep end.
Yeah. But yeah, dropping like 230 gig off the night of, I was actually like falling asleep in between fucking cards, like because we had 7 memory cards to drop off. I was like, oh fuck. And then I started editing. I did like 5 hours the day after, and I got like this really nice setup piece. And I was like, this is going to be good, like, because I was petrified all day. I was just like, what if everything's out of focus? What if like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's a couple of shots that I've used. They were nice shots, but just slightly soft.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think you can just get away with it. And I think for a layman, especially, if somebody's been doing it for 15, 20 years, looks at it, they might be like, I could tell that's your first time, but like, I'm fine with that. It was good though. It's good. Like, it was good enough for me to be like, oh yeah, no, this is something I want to do.
You've already built now more confidence now to do it the next time.
Yeah.
You know that you could probably do that now full time.
Yeah, I could do.
Do it.
Well, I'm trying to.
Do it!
Yeah, so we were going to do more free things, but I don't think we're going to now. I think the product that we're going to deliver now, we're going to deliver 3 videos. So we're going to deliver an uncut speeches, so literally from start to finish. Because leaving all the speeches in the main video, just like it messed with the flow a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I was like, we need to cut some of this out. So I'm going to give like uncut speeches, that's one video, give them the highlight reel for sharing on YouTube and stuff, and then their personal, which is probably going to end up being about half hour long.
Yeah.
Their personal, just for them, kind of
cool,
with more moments.
Nice.
For the bargain price of fuck all.
Fuck all.
So yeah, I think the product that we delivered was good enough for us to charge for, but we're going to do like heavy discounts the first year.
Yeah. Well, give discounts for people who are fucking signing up like in advance.
Yeah. So like if in our first year of trading you book a better wedding with us, we'll do it heavily discounted. Yeah. Good
advert.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Pity that like nobody around here listens to this podcast.
They will.
Yeah.
They will. They will.
It'll be sponsored by Cup of Joe Media soon.
Yeah, fucking right. I'm best man now in 3 weeks.
Are you? They need a videographer.
No, they've got to sort it.
I feel like people don't put a lot of they don't put a lot of emphasis onto the video of a wedding, and I think a video is, especially in this day and age of like the way that we take in content, I think a video is just way better. Yeah.
And it's easier access now.
It's all well and good. It's all well and good having a big old fucking photo album. But if someone said, "Oh, did you enjoy your wedding?" It's like, yeah. I'm just gonna pop home. I'll grab my book. You can have a look through it now. Yeah. Or you can whip up.
I'm smiling with that.
Yeah. Or you can whip.
I was a miserable cunt 10 seconds before that.
I mean, it's like it is a cool memory, but it's a hefty cunt to walk around with you all the time. Yeah. Whereas on YouTube, you can literally click a link. And then you can see a 6-minute rundown of the whole fucking video.
All the guests and everything. Then,
yeah. So what I think I might do is I might get a Blu-ray burner, and then offer 4K as like an extra.
Yeah.
And then in the back put in barcodes. Do you know, like the QR codes?
Yeah.
Links to the other YouTube videos.
Yeah.
On the case, like
good.
That'd be quite cool, isn't it?
That'll be good.
So yeah, that's what I did this weekend. Never realised you didn't need to do fucking warm-ups to film a wedding. Or she didn't stay to me the day after.
What do you mean?
Back and arms.
Oh yeah,
mate.
Fuck yeah.
I'm limbering up next time.
You got to.
Fucking jokes.
You got to.
You don't realise how my cameras are. They're not heavy, but they're hefty enough to like if you're holding it out in front of you all the time.
Well, you stand it out there, yeah, with your arm out in front. Now, so I'm trying to create the visualization for people listening to this on the show.
Here we go.
So my arm is right out in front of me at eye level. Yeah, as if you're pointing at somebody, going, "Oh."
Oh.
So look at the strain that's putting on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
And all of this, right? And not only that, is if your arm's fucking straight like this for a period of time, the minute you start bending that,
I don't know.
It's going to hurt.
I don't know why you try holding the camera out that far in front of you, but
well,
like
okay. All right. So I feel like this.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
like
right. You'll have to explain now. You'll have to explain now. We're not doing video.
So my arm is now my elbow's flexed, right?
Yeah.
So my arm is bent. Yeah. Now, have you ever fallen asleep like this?
Yeah.
Have you ever felt how much of a cunt it is to straighten your arm back out?
Every night.
So you think with you filming in a standard filming pose?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's going to fucking batter your arms.
Depending on what camera I had, I barely did so I'd hold it to my chest and then hold my breath.
Create something like a harness.
There are harnesses. I think I'm going to go down the route of getting a Steadicam next time.
Okay.
They're not expensive, and it'll do you know the ones from the films with the vest and the arm coming off the vest? I'm debating getting one of them just to look the thing. I'll have business cards hanging off it so people can just fuck, he looks pro. Blink.
Like in the shop, just fucking pull a strip off the bottom, like
legit, like.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a couple of things that I've realised we need to invest in, because we had one tripod. We could probably have done with both of us being on monopods, but like little things. I just think like it's. I've done all the investment now. All I need to do is just kind of refine the things that we use.
Yeah, just I brought a lot. Just throw that back in and get other stuff. Build up your inventory of equipment, and then you.
I bought a lot of stuff that I took a lot of stuff that I didn't end up using, and I probably wouldn't use again. So like I'm fine. Like it's good to learn that as well. It's good to learn the thing. So yeah, it was really good.
I mean, with you know what you need. I think if you've been to like 5 weddings and you've never used a piece of kit, then you're going to go, that's not going to come.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do that once or twice, then there's still that little, I may.
There was one thing, they weren't using a PA system, which I was relying on. I was relying on them using a PA system so I could tap into it for the audio.
Right.
And they didn't have that, so...
What, we just shout in?
Yeah. We had to use the wireless Go mic, but we only have one. So I had to have Josh stood behind, like kind of close to them. So every time they stopped, they finished their speech, Josh would have to come in and remind them to take the mic off and pass it to the next person. Yeah. So that was a little bit annoying. But the call...
Get a fucking Zoom.
What? But what? Like what that Zoom can do, or Tascam can do. So I've already kind of got it. But it's just like I'd like to have just
pass it round. Pass it on.
Mine's like a sandwich shape, so you just hold like a sandwich shaped audio recorder to your fucking mouth every time you're talking. Yeah, no. But yeah, I want to get a bit more of a robust audio setup. I think is one of the next ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, it'll be good.
Can't wait. Good. I'm filming a transgender art exhibit.
Okay.
On the 4th of April. A friend of mine's father who's transitioned to a woman. Father. Yeah. So I'm filming that on 4th of April.
Okay.
As because I don't want to get locked down to weddings.
Okay.
I want to do like events and corporate and I want to do a bit of everything.
Yeah. It's always good to be diverse, isn't it? That's
going to be testing the other equipment, because I got like a cinema rig which is designed for like the battery I could run the camera all day.
Okay.
But it's too heavy, so like this one is gonna test that type of rig where it takes like there's going to be like speeches and stuff, so it's going to take like 45 minutes of straight recording.
Okay.
So I'm going to have like a big vlog battery. It's quite cool. I'm getting like very like, if people ain't interested in video, this one's fucked. It's written off, mate.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Just put random like shouts in between.
Stop talking about Cup of Joe now. We will.
So you've had a good week?
Yeah, I have.
Any news?
I did a wedding on a weekend.
Yeah?
How'd it go?
We're back in the car.
Yeah, I love that. That was fucking great last week, to be fair.
Yeah, so I'm doing this this best man thing, and I got my speech.
You said that's the one that's going to split the room.
It's going to fucking split the room.
Do you know what's weird? Is I've started writing my
mate. I spoke to my mate. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was kind of taking. I
said to my mate, and I said, "Look, this is basically going to be the."
You're the best man. You said, is it?
Yeah.
That's the one that's meant to. That's the one that's meant to be like.
Yeah, I said this is going to be the subject matter, and he went. I think you'll put it a little bit more tactfully than that, though, when I went.
No, this is it. I've written
How
it
can
down.
you tactfully call somebody a nonce? Yeah?
It's a good start.
I don't think there's any way you can.
No. Do you use the word nonce?
Yes.
You could maybe...
And pedo.
What about the groom?
The bride.
So you're calling the bride
a nonce.
A pedo.
Well, the way I've worked around it is I'm going to go, I'm not calling you a nonce or a pedo.
But
we've gone with this instead. Yeah?
What would be the reasoning behind that?
She's older than him.
Oh, right. So you're going down the route, like the cougar route, like the...
Yeah.
How much older?
15 years.
How old is he?
30.
Are you going to play it like if you met in this year?
He wouldn't exist.
he'd be in a fucking pram, you can't.
Yeah. You'd have to talk to him through his father's bowels.
Oh, yeah, no, I think that's, yeah. Okay, I thought that you were just kind of insinuating that she gets up to things.
And touches kids? No,
yeah.
No.
I don't know if I'm allowed to... There's a story I want to tell, but I don't know if I'm allowed to. In the vein of nonsense, but I don't know if it falls if it falls within.
Are we talking about that thing that came up on Facebook the other day?
No, I'm talking about like a personal experience with. I don't know if I'm bound by my contractual obligations. If someone doesn't work for me,
yeah,
but I came across them in my working. Oh, see, I don't know. In my working capacity. Oh, fuck, nobody listens. I don't care. I did a job interview with a pedo the other day, but he didn't tell me he was a pedo.
Okay.
And I obviously, like, I gave him I organised to give him an on-job evaluation. I don't care. Like, what are people going to do? I don't give a fuck.
If this ever gets successful enough,
I'm just going to write a list of things I need to take down. That's all.
Yeah.
There's going to be like a 10-minute period of this. Just going.
The old channel will be gone.
Yeah, no, we'd have to start again. But yeah, he was caught on one of those, like the Stinson Hunter, kind of things. So
right.
Like it was weird, right? Because I didn't take the interview. I was doing interviews all day Monday, and it was a really successful day of fucking recruitment. Thank fuck. So getting back into position anyway. So like this fucking this guy leaves after speaking to the system manager in a job interview.
Yeah.
And our GM goes, I swear he's a fucking pedo. I was like, what? He was like, he's a fucking pedo. I've seen him before. I was like, fuck off now, innit? Just grow up, innit?
Yeah.
And he was like, Google his name. And I was like, he isn't. Like, there's no way that you would have seen a video and remembered him.
Yeah.
Googled his name. There he fucking was.
Tons.
He'd been, but more than once.
Right.
So, like, he'd already had, like, 4 or 5 counts of... So, basically, when you apply for a job with us, it goes through, like, a vet in screening. And if you say you've got a criminal conviction, it just doesn't fall on our desk. It's not meant to.
Okay.
So we were like, how the fucking hell is this guy? Like, so we assumed he'd lied on his application.
Yeah, but surely you CRB check these people anyway, so why would
you wouldn't... No, you can't. You don't CRB check them.
Well, you don't CRB check any stuff?
No.
Oh, right, okay.
That'd be expensive.
No. Well,
does it cost money to...
Well, essentially, they should pay for that themselves.
If you've got any criminal convictions, you can't work for us.
At all?
No. Like, people do.
Yeah.
But I think, like, just...
no, I never murdered somebody in 1976. Don't worry. They fell.
But I can't remember what I was saying now. But so he said that he had criminal convictions on his thing, but somehow it still landed on our desk. That was fucking fuck up number 1.
Okay.
But he came to us with, like, really good experience, really good thing. But, like, so we gave him an on-job evaluation. But so we're like, right, okay, so come next Thursday, and we'll see what you're like on the job, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Bear in mind, I just hired a 17-year-old.
Okay.
So
he probably wouldn't be interested in them. Too old.
A bit old, yeah.
Yeah.
But quick drink. So we both got caught in.
Quick drink.
So we fucking watched this. We can't find the video, but we read the newspaper clippings that he'd been fucking groping like an 18-year-old boy outside a cafe, blah 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 blah. And I was like, fucking goddamn. So we investigated about how we'd go about kind of not hiring him, and we went to HR to be like, why the fucking hell has this guy's even landed on our desk?
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, there's quite a lot of young girls working for us as runners, so they're not legal to like sell drink or anything, but they're there on the weekend just running food.
Yeah.
And I was like, that could have been dangerous, like, because he on paper he looked like a ideal person to have in a kitchen, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, we've just kind of knocked him on the head now.
So a tricky one, see, when you, I mean, I've got my views on it, and you've got your views on it. It's.
Well, I mean, it's wrong, isn't it?
Well, yeah, not. Well, that's fucking wrong.
He's a repeat offender as well, though. So do you know what I mean? Like it feels like whatever's happened to him, he hasn't learned from it. Do you know what I mean?
No, and I mean, see, the thing is then those individuals should end up in fucking jail.
Yeah, I feel like he may have been to jail.
No, permanently.
Yeah, I feel like if you repeat offend with something like that, I feel like you should. There is no third chance.
Well, no, because you're not fucking learning.
You're dangerous then, and yeah.
There's no element of rehab that's taking place by going in, which is supposedly like the intention behind fucking
is to
jail
rehabilitate.
is to rehabilitate you. And if you're not being rehabilitated after fucking 4 attempts,
yeah,
there's a big likelihood you're not going to be.
I feel like those 4 charges were all in one go. So he was arrested and charged with 5, and 4 of them got him convictions, I think. So he was convicted for the 4 of them in one swoop, like, do you know what I mean? In one court trial, whatever. Then I think he went to jail, and then he came out.
And did it again.
And then he was caught by one of these Stinson Hunter guys. But the judge didn't like the way that this group handled it, because it was quite the language that they used for this young boy was quite inciting, a little bit almost like entrapment.
Yes.
So I feel like maybe he got away with it because of the way that the hunters handled it. Like,
well, while we're on the subject of that, there was a big thing that came up on Facebook. I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago, and very much along the lines of one of these hunting groups. Now, some of the hunting groups do very well.
They have to do it. You have to do it correctly, though.
These individuals were pricks. They turned up to this guy's place of work. Basically, like, barged themselves into the office.
Yeah.
Abused him for fucking probably a good 45 minutes. Well, this is a massive grey area. He
probably deserves it, but at the same time...
Yeah, but hear me out here a minute. Now, this boy was 18.
Yeah.
And the person he was supposedly talking to was 15.
Yeah.
Right? He'd closed off the conversation with him. Now, this boy might have been 17 2 fucking weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then you're not really going to have as much of an opinion about it.
Yeah.
15 to 17.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, there's people in 6th form at that age.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who've been in relationships with people who have been 2-3 years older.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, he might have been 17 fucking last week, and he's 18 this week.
Yeah.
Right? Now, they'd abused the fuck out of him. But the bollock that they dropped is he'd shed. The bollock he'd dropped is he'd shed like a picture of his fucking bollocks and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But they'd showed that actually on the sting. Right? Now, what they'd essentially done...
Isn't that classed as revenge porn?
Well, fuck yeah.
They could probably be arrested for that.
Well, exactly. But it transpired that one of these guys, who was a mouthy cunt, had pulled his fucking face off. Screaming at this fucking guy. But it transpired that this guy had only just been done. This other guy, now the one fucking filming, for fuck him and his missus battering some woman. Recently.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that crime is probably... this is my thing, right? I think, like, with those type of things, it's about, like, how dangerous was that 18-year-old to that 15-year-old? I know it's illegal, right? So, fair enough, it's illegal.
Yeah, but this is where the problem lied, innit? The guy had turned around and said, oh, look, I can't do this. I'm going to have to stop talking to you. Right, so even though his initial thing, very grey area, he could have been 17 to 15. people wouldn't bat.
Is that still illegal though? It is, isn't it?
Well, it's illegal in the sense you've got to be over 16. 16 is the age of consent, isn't it?
Yeah. So right, if he sent a picture of his dick as a 17-year-old to a 15-year-old, it's still illegal, isn't it?
It's still illegal, yeah. So there's still an issue there. Now, if you had somebody...
I think there's relationships that exist like that, though. Do you know what I mean?
All over the fucking world.
Yeah.
No, not that we agree with them, but that is essentially like fucking societal acceptance in certain fucking areas. Yeah? But what he'd done is he tried to cut off the conversation. No, I'm not in agreement with what he's done. What he's done is wrong.
Yeah.
Right? He's 18-year-old. It's like one of those fucking unspoken rules you don't.
Yeah.
If he was in a relationship with
somebody... It's not even an unspoken rule.
It's a fucking spoken rule.
It's an official rule.
Yes. It's fucking illegal.
It's not one of those rule one of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. It's just like, no, mate, it's illegal as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Now, if he was 15...
Yeah.
Now, you could have two people who are 15.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he turns 16.
Yeah.
She's still 15.
Yeah.
But they end up buffing like.
And they've already have like a pre-existing relationship from before they're 16.
Yeah. But what this group had done, he closed the conversation off, but they'd reinitiated the conversation.
Yeah, that's entrapment then, isn't it?
Yes, no, that is entrapment, right? So he'd gone, look, I can't be doing this, I can't speak to you anymore. A couple of days later, they'd posted, hi.
Yeah.
Day later again, hi. He hadn't commented back on that. So that is massive fucking entrapment. So I think this one in particular, it's morally fucking wrong.
He probably wouldn't go to jail for it because of how bad they fucking scuppered the trapping, the hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, if you're gonna do this, like, you have to be aware of what you can and can't do with it. You can't be like, do you want to come over and fuck me? I'm 13, because that's offering them.
Yeah.
That's entrapment. But if you talk for long enough and he decides that he's going to offer it to you, then it's legit.
Yes.
It's nuts, like. But yeah, you can't entrap someone, and I think that's where they always fall into it.
But entrapment is a US-based thing, isn't it?
It still exists here, though.
It still exists, but it's not as. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like it's kind of. It's not as cut and dried. If it's entrapment over there, well, that's for entrapment. Fuck off.
Yeah, I don't think you can use any evidence that things entrapment here. Though. Yeah. So it's nuts, like the way that, and it's fair as well, because if I said to you, do you want to do some drugs, and you did some drugs, that's my fault, not yours. Do you know what I mean? Or at least it's like I'm partially to blame, because you may never have done drugs if I didn't offer it to you.
Yeah, but it's my choice if I can take drugs or.
Are you against the entrapment thing then? You?
No, that's a different thing with drugs.
Well, no. Well, if I was trying to sting you for doing drugs, it wouldn't be.
Oh, if you were trying to sting me for doing drugs, no.
Yeah, if I said to you during an investigation on whether
and you were undercover cop, do you want to fucking smash a line?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Whether you're a druggie, yes. And I said to you, do you want to smash a line?
I thought you were just being Dan, my mate. Not Dan the cop.
After the party, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, you would never have taken drugs had I not offered them to you. In that instance,
yes,
do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So maybe that 18-year-old wouldn't have done what he did had it not been offered to him.
No.
So
this is another thing about it as well. Is like people.
Thing is, you gotta watch what you say here, especially when we're live, because we're not fully thinking out the words that we use when we're saying these things. So people are gonna. Because we're just talking live now, we're spitballing. We're not giving ourselves enough time to construct our arguments as well as you could if you were thinking it through.
No.
So just people, if we say something in a certain way, it doesn't necessarily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am not saying for 1 second that it's all right to be a pedo.
No, it's not okay to be a pedo at all.
And it's not an unspoken rule.
It's not an unspoken rule.
Fuck it up. But yeah. I think it's easy to take words that someone says in a moment and kind of just use that as a, do you know what I mean? As a tool to.
Well, the same applies as if you've got a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got some woman, for example, messaging you all sordid shit.
Yeah.
And you just consistently change the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, your partner, for example, they're still going to be pissed off, but they can't justifiably be pissed off at you.
Eve would probably find a way, but yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? But if it was the other way around and you'd initiated it, well, yeah, you would have
That's
fucking
different.
fault there, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So fucking...
It is, yeah. It's the way that you handle the situation, isn't it?
Yeah.
But going back to because we got out of the car a little bit there. We were talking about rehabilitation in jail.
We've gone off the fucking car because we were going to say something about fucking something else ages ago.
That's fine. But I don't know. I think I've spoken about someone I know. I don't know if I used who he is. Someone in my family went to jail 2 years ago.
Okay. For
grooming. He's due out soon.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, okay, should go to jail. Definitely go to jail. I think there's a little bit of a grey area there as well, because in the beginning, from what I understand, because it was never made public because he pled guilty.
Okay.
So, from what I understand, and there seems to be evidence to corroborate it, because a lot of charges were dropped, is that she lied about her age at the beginning.
Okay.
So she said that she was 19 at the beginning.
Okay.
And then what I assume happened is he found out later on that she wasn't, but they'd already been talking for blah-de-blah, like whatever. I think it ended up being 18 months long, whatever.
Okay.
Is that he found out halfway through, call it. I don't know the dates or whatever, but like he found out halfway through that she wasn't.
Right.
And then kept on going.
Right, okay.
So that's what I think he went to jail for. But the stories that I heard from in prison, I feel like he isn't learning any lessons. He's got access to like fucking Sky Plus where you can record Formula 1 and watch it when he's got time. And
yeah, but it's about.
I fully understand if you're gonna I feel like this.
What lessons are these people going to learn by
but I
taking
feel like
stuff off them?
But do you think then going to prison and having access to things that he might not have outside of prison?
It should be a matter of, look, you don't fucking do that. And there's a therapy around that. I don't think, I've done this particular thing. I'm not having Sky Plus. Is there any lesson? Well, I'm not going to do that in the future because I want to keep fucking Sky Plus.
There should be a reason to not come back to prison, though, no?
Yeah, but is that fucking Sky Plus?
That was one thing.
Well, this is why fucking prisons in general should be stricter across the fucking board.
Yeah. Like, as far as I'm concerned, like, they put him in jail because they believe that he might be a danger to children, no? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course, yeah. But I mean, see, this is the thing.
I don't feel like he should have access to something that he would have to work and pay for.
People shouldn't have access to it. Like, a lot of these fucking luxuries that they have in prison.
That's my point.
For a fucking reason.
That's my point. But I do get, but he's kind of getting opportunities in prison now that he wouldn't have got when he was out. Apart from being on the child offend. I can't. What's it called? The fucking the child
register.
The register. Apart from being on that, this might be one of the best things that's ever happened to him. Because he's going to come out with more qualifications than he had going in.
Yeah.
And hopefully, he isn't so fucking stupid to do it again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's again I believe in rehabilitation, but at the same time, I believe that he should be taught a lesson.
Well, yeah.
Like he's a part of my family. I'm not gonna never talk to him ever again or whatever. But I still believe that he's like.
How old was he?
I think he was 19, late 19 when he started, early 21 when he got caught, or something like that.
And how old were they?
I don't know, 13 to 15.
Right, okay.
So it was late 13 when it started, early 15 when he was caught. But it wasn't her. It was her mate. Again, this is all hearsay, so I don't really know. But because I kind of wanted it to go to trial so that everybody knew, at least the family would know the story. That you'd know what kind of person he is.
Yeah.
But he pled guilty last minute, and that meant it didn't go to trial, and none of the because it would have all gone into the paper. So I don't know if what the story that we've heard is a watered down version of what happened. I don't know.
Yeah. No, see, like I've got a slightly different mentality. Like going back to what you said, you
about the rehab.
Wouldn't talk to him again. No,
I feel like I could probably forgive my family for doing anything. Probably my close family.
Anything.
Almost anything. Like if my mother walked in and stabbed Noah in the face in front of me, I probably couldn't. I couldn't think, but if I think it would the
extreme thing to come out with.
Well, that's what I'm trying to explain is like it would have to be really extreme, and it would probably have to be involving another member of my family. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If my mother went out and murdered somebody else, I could probably forgive her for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Depending on circumstances, depending on circumstances and stuff. I think it would take a lot of things for me to stop loving my mother. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, if Noah did something when he's older, it would take a lot for me to turn my back on him. Like his parents, they're beating themselves up because they blame themselves a little bit. And it's like, it's not your fault.
Well, of course it's not.
It's not your fault, but no. and like neighbours have started signing petitions about the parents living where they live, and I was just like, it's nothing to do with them. Like, do you know what I mean? Just leave them be. Like, it was a decision that their son made. He's inverted commas paying for it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, inverted commas like fuck, and then like all he's really done is lost 2 years of freedom, and he's going to come out probably more qualified than when he went in, and he had Sky Plus.
And he had fuck. No, I don't think, and we're not. Well, I've cut family members off for less.
In what way though? Was it something involving your family though? Or have you cut? Is it because one member of your family did something to another member of your family? Because I think that's different.
No, my well, few family. I've cut my gran off. I've cut a lot of my fucking family out because they can't.
Did you have a relationship with them ever?
Yes, very
strong
close
one.
Relationship.
So what was the catalyst of change then?
My gran. Now my grandpa wasn't my.
He wasn't your blood
relative.
Yeah.
And he ended up with really bad cancer.
Yeah.
And she gave him a bit of a dog's life. And I remember it must have been she fucking like kicked him out something like 3 weeks before he died.
Yeah, so what you've seen her do something to someone who you considered your family.
Yeah, so I cut her out straight away.
I can see that.
Then you've got like a couple of my cousins, then they were heroin addicts, and I've just removed them from my life.
Yeah.
And I was very close with them at one time. But they became different people.
Yeah. That's probably like a self-preservation thing as well, though, isn't it? It's like, if I don't cut you out, then your choices are gonna damage me in some way. Like, do you know what I mean?
Potentially.
Because there's a heroin addict. There's only one. It's like life of crime in there because nobody can afford to sustain a heroin addiction.
My mentality behind it is like, well, fucking hell, the minute you became that, you became somebody else.
You're not. Yeah.
Fucking get gone.
Like my brother struggled with drugs and alcohol his entire adult life. Like I couldn't see myself turning my back on him. But it's like he isn't. I don't think he's not like a drug addict, as in the sense of like just fucking.
My cousins, 2 of them. I give them a lot of my time.
Yeah.
And I tried within the best of my ability to help them. And how many times do you do that?
Yeah.
Me and my cousin, we were same fucking age, so we grew up glued to each other.
Yeah.
How many times? How many times have you got to do things for people and they don't take it on board, and potentially then they throw it back in your fucking face? Then it's just, I don't tolerate that well, and I'll pretty much purge people.
Yeah. I'm not very good at that. See, there was a little bit of time where I didn't speak to my old man because like a lot came out in a short period of time, and I was just like, fucking hell, Tim. Do you know what I mean? It's like, mate, come on. And it was having Noah that kind of rebuilt that relationship.
Yeah.
But having Noah rebuilt loads of relationships for me, because her parents are the Purgy types.
Right.
And like they hardly speak, like they're kind of really self-contained now.
Now there's a difference between being a Purgy type by chucking your fucking toys out of the pram and being a justifiable Purgy type.
Yeah.
If that's a fucking word. We've just invented that. I don't think it exists.
Justifiable Purgy type.
Justifiable Purgy type.
Guess what this fucking episode's called?
No, some people will cut people out of their lives because it's just like, because you've knocked it, because it's not, because they're just fucking twats.
Yeah.
People, they could be saying the same about me.
I don't know, I feel like I'd really struggle with that, like with my base family, like anything from my nana to the people who I share fucking both parents with, like, do you know what I mean?
Well, my gran, I was always very close with my gran. Very close.
Yeah.
But she's a nobody now. But sometimes I'll reflect on how I can be like that.
Yeah.
She could be anybody that she... I could have a phone call tomorrow, and this... Look, I don't want this to come across as harsh, but this is just basically my mentality around it. I could have a phone call tomorrow, she's died, and I'd feel nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know whether we've discussed this, and when I found out my cousin had died, I felt nothing.
Did you feel like you should have felt something?
I started questioning why I wasn't.
Yeah.
Which you naturally go into.
Yeah.
I started questioning, fucking hell, why am I...
What does that make me like?
Why am I this cold?
Yeah.
But then, see, I spend a lot of time in my own fucking head.
Yeah.
Yeah? And I do a lot of thinking. And then I started questioning my own empathy. But then...
You know that if you lost somebody that you actually fully care about, then it would go the opposite way, wouldn't it?
But see, then this was how my reflection came down to play, and I started questioning, fucking hell, am I that cold an individual? And then I was like, well, no, because I'll go out of my way for friends.
Yeah.
If I think that, if I even get a little bit of a vibe that something's up with you, what's the first thing I'll do? I'll ring you a text straight away, because I don't want people to feel that way. But then I've got the opposing side of it then, that I can go very, very cold.
Yeah.
Which is a strange thing, really, because I'm fucking highly empathetic.
Yeah.
I can sponge emotions off people, but I can be very, very fucking cold as well.
Yeah. I know what you mean, I think.
You don't tend to have those polar opposites. Yeah? You'll have elements of both, but I can go one polar opposite because I'm highly empathetic.
I cried in a funeral of a person I'd never met in my life. So, like, I think I'm just, like, a really fucking emotional person. Like, I love a cry.
But, one of my friends, I worked with her for years, and she was only 31 when she died. Fucking ruined me. Yeah. And we weren't, like, she'd moved away.
Yeah.
She'd moved away to England to work. And I wouldn't say that we didn't fucking speak every day, and we weren't, like, massively in each other's pockets, fucking pally.
Yeah, like each other's Facebook statuses type of jobby, like.
Yeah, and every now and then I was going to try it, and we'd have a bit of banter back and forth. Now, it emotionally hit me more when she died than family members.
Family member, yeah. I don't really have much of a relationship with my cousins, and it's not out of choice. Like, it's not like I fucking hate them. I just think like I only ever see them in big birthday. Like it's my nana's 70th, or was it right? 80th.
I couldn't even tell you how old my gran is.
She's either 70 or 80.
Due to die.
It's a big one anyway. Call it a 70s just to not be offensive.
Yeah.
I think it might be her 80th actually, but.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a big birthday this year, and I'm gonna see them all then. But I don't. Do you know, like, some people are like really pally with their cousins and they go out with them and blah blah blah. I'm not that, and it's not because I have anything against any of them. In fact, like, my father's side, I see less, and I really like all my cousins that side. It's just like Adam, my cousin, he's the one. Every logo I've had made was from him. So like the Big Fat Chat logo's from him, the Cup of Joe logo's from him. I just and it's shit because the only time I ever message him is like, do you fancy sorting me out with another logo? Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, I kind of like him. I kind of like him. I'd rather him, but I see them less. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't have anything against my cousins. I just hardly ever see them.
No, I'm very, very close with my mother and father, and my sister, and my nieces. And my father's side of the family, which is a few cousins. Now, I'm not really close with them, but if the shit hits the fan, they know, no, I've got their back. Type of thing. My mother's side of the family, don't fucking speak to any of them.
My mother's side of the family, again, I have absolutely no problem with any of them. I just, like, I don't have much in common with any of them. And, no, I'm saying that in a really broad sense, but it's not like, a few of them, like my cousins from that side, like I couldn't name all their kids. I don't think.
Well, I can't name any of them. Can't name half my fucking cousins.
Like I know my cousins obviously, but and it was weird because like when we were younger, we were all so fucking close. Like especially my mother's side, I'd stay in my auntie's all the time, and like some of the best memories I've said before, like some of my best memories are like Auntie Eleanor's parties. Like, do you know what I mean? They're fucking great. But like I just hardly ever speak to my cousins that side anymore. And it's just like a kind of a nod in the surgery if I walk past them, or like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. When I'm gonna fucking sort out my fucking illnesses. Yeah, that's literally what it is. It's just because
we share a lineage.
because I don't have anything in common, and I'm the type of person that doesn't like elevator talk. I've got nothing to say. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't stop them in the street and start talking about the weather. Like, do you know what I mean? I got nothing to say. And it's not me being ignorant or thing. It's just I just have nothing to say. It was a breath of fresh air the other day when I was in a car with my boss, and we're both the same type. Like, if you've got nothing to say, you just don't talk. Yeah. And we just sat there in silence, and it wasn't awkward. It's just we both know I haven't got anything to say at the moment. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to
try and fill it empty.
Yeah, it's just like, so this GPS, is it, what DPI is that screen in your car? Do you know what I mean? Like, fucking nuts. Like
it's like when you go shopping and somebody will turn up and you know they love a talk.
Fuck.
No, look, I'll entertain a conversation if anybody comes up to me. But it's just like, and I did this in one of my videos before. It's like, people, what are you doing shopping?
No, mates.
No, just standing here by somebody's fucking trolley.
Off, like.
Isn't it
bullshit? It's bullshit though, isn't it?
Tariff we on drive.
Yeah.
What have we been working for?
Been busy.
Yeah, what time we finishing?
Time on till. Yeah. It's exactly like I'd rather just sit there in silence and people just see it as like ignorance. Like, or people like, what's wrong with Dan today? If they've come over the house, it's like, nothing's wrong with Dan. He's got nothing to say to you. Like,
no. I
spoke to you yesterday, but I've got nothing to say to you now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to get that with Caris's sister all the time. Why is Dan so grumpy today?
Yeah.
I got nothing to say to you, babe. Do you know what I mean? I haven't got anything against you, but I got nothing to say to you.
No.
Unless,
it's like if my in-laws come over. If I'm tired, I'm not going to sit down and entertain them. I'm going to fucking bed.
If anyone thinks I'm ignorant, it's because you're boring.
or tired.
You cannot stimulate me enough to get a conversation out of me. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
There's nothing worse than making conversation for the sake of making conversation.
I know sometimes we have to do a year, but...
Yeah, but that's... We very rarely have dead space where we're like, oh yeah, okay, nice to see you.
You'll hear us go, yeah, good. Yeah. Both of us do that same thing at the same time. And when we're doing it, it feels like 10 years, but when it's actually on the podcast, it's like for like 2.5 seconds, like this. No, like you're a comes watching, it's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, enough. Yeah.
But yeah, I hate forcing conversations, and I think that's why people think I'm like arrogant or ignorant. Some people say, you think you're better than me. I've actually had that before. I'm like, well, one, I know I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's just because I have nothing to say to you. Like, honestly, like, I'm obviously better than you. You don't know. You don't
have like an emergency app, a dead space app, so it rings for you. If it's quiet for like fucking more than 3 seconds, it'll ring, oh yeah.
Either that,
just on my way.
Or it just gives you a notification of like a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Like the app will say, like, ask them about their political views. And you're like, ooh, yeah, so, did you vote Labour?
Have you got those mates who have got, like, no...
Don't have any mates.
No social awareness.
In what way? Because
we've got gravy, haven't we?
You have to come up.
We haven't got to in yet, mate.
You have to come up.
No,
Gravy,
I remember this.
Piece of shit.
One of my mates years ago, fucking great bloke, no social awareness.
Is it in like that awkward no social awareness, or that like nasty no social awareness?
No, like awkward social awareness when he doesn't know to fuck off home. Like he's in the house and it's just
loads
like,
of people like that.
He turned up and he'd been there for fucking 3 hours and just sitting there on his fucking phone. And I'm like,
yeah, I've definitely got something.
Fucking walking around and potching about, and I'm like, oh fuck this. I'm like, I'm fucking going out now.
There was one.
He's like, all right, I'll wait here for you. I'm like, no, you fucking want. I'm going. Fuck off.
I'm locking up, mate.
Yeah.
There was one time I went to bed when my mate was downstairs. And I said to him, I was like, it was Matthew, it was.
Yeah.
The girls had gone out and Matthew was in my house. And I don't know if we were going to like watch UFC or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, Matthew, I'm fucked, mate. I'm just going to bed. You can do what you want down here.
Yeah.
And I just left him downstairs. Because I was fucked. I was just knackered. I just fell asleep on the bed, fully clothed. And then I woke up, came down and just watching UFC.
One of the boys came down before and he brought this new vape. But it's not a fucking a tobacco vape. It's a proper fucking weed vape. Which is like, I'm not condoning the use of any drugs. Have a go at this.
Oh, he entrapped you. Fuck.
Yeah, totally surreal experience, totally different experience to smoking weed, right?
I've never done either.
Just fucking... Well, in the end, I was just so fucking wappled on the set. Yeah, just like, you're going to have to go, mate. I can't feel my face. And I walking up the stairs and fucking sliding along the fucking landing.
Oh.
Still fucking there.
Luckily, I don't have many people in my house. I never let anybody in my house, really, like... Only because I don't like people that overstay their welcome.
No.
And
you've got to get up and like shuffle paper and stuff. Just
turn the lights off.
Yeah. Turn the lights off like a front door.
What are you listening to, Dan?
For home.
Can we go home?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I got a home playlist on my thing that I used to play through the speakers in my last job when people were there too long.
Yeah.
So everything I'd like go home. Let me go home. Like clean the kitchen, and I'm waiting for you to finish your fucking coffee. Like,
that's NLP shit. That is. That's NL fucking P shit.
What?
I've told you about the NLP before.
Neuro linguistic programming.
Very, very powerful stuff. That.
Yeah.
Very powerful stuff.
Well, it never worked. Like walk around with a fucking Bluetooth speaker next to their head. Home is whenever I'm with you. It's fucking jokes. Yeah.
I was waiting for that.
And I was, that's going to be the thing now, isn't it? If there is ever like a fucking half-second silence, we'll both just go, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I have to call it, because it took us so long to fucking... I should be home by about 12:30 today, so because it took us to... should we just leave it like this instead of me bringing my Tascam? Because all I have to bring with me is... my headphones.
Well, yeah, provided it turns out... fucking hell, I've been pinching my willy for ages. Providing the end result comes out as good as...
I know that the actual internal recording of this is good, so like people use it on sets.
We could get it would be good enough if we just... Not that we will, but those mics up the top are fucking pretty capable of picking... us up.
Yeah, I'd rather these.
Oh, I'd rather these because I like this show.
Yeah,
because it makes it sound really
the radio
nice.
One.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys
this
and girls.
won't work with Steve if we got like me or you or anybody though. So like if we got guests, I'd have to bring the Tascam. But
yeah. Oh, Stephen.
Yeah.
I spoke to him. He messaged. He said, "We're up to Friday."
This Friday.
Yeah, I sent him my fucking day. I'm literally starting at 5 in the morning and finishing at 8 o'clock in the night. I said, I'm doing fuck all, mate. I'm in the gym all day.
Mm.
He's like, all right, we'll sort it out now for when I come back. Because I didn't realise he lives in England.
Yeah. He comes back to Cardiff every once in a while, does he?
But what we were talking about, Boyd Clack.
Yeah.
Because he used to do IOPS with Boyd. Getting them both on at the same time.
That would be mint as fuck, mate.
Do like IOPS-esque.
That would be shit, that.
And Boyd would be up for it.
Is it?
Yeah, Boyd always used to come on my
live
TVs and stuff like that. And now he never knew me as me. He always knew me as Di, right?
Di, yeah.
So I'd added him on my main account.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him.
Who the fuck are you, mate?
Well, he's fucking talking to me as if like I think he must know it's me. Yeah, because I just basically talked about the same subject.
Yeah.
And after a period of time, I said, "All right, we're doing this podcast." He's like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm up for this type of thing." And I went, "You do know it's me, don't you?" And he went, "You little bugger." I didn't know that.
What? So he'd just been talking to you, thinking you were just a
random.
That's fair play.
Fair play to him.
That's fair play.
No,
yeah.
he's a fucking really nice bloke, Boyd.
Boyd
really nice
Boyd Clark is the cop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boyd's the writer. He wrote
it. Yeah, that's fucking class. That is.
Yeah. But I'm
going to be. It's on iPlayer, I think. So I've started watching it again. Everyone who hasn't seen High Hopes before we do this episode, watch High Hopes on the BBC iPlayer, and it is fucking. It's like when was it? Like early noughties.
Yeah.
Early noughties Welsh sitcom kind of.
Brilliant.
So good, and it's got like. Well, two of the guys that we're going to get on the podcast in on it. So
have you watched the Tuckers yet?
No, I admit, I haven't fucking stopped, mate. I haven't stopped since the last podcast.
Brett's up for it.
Have you spoken to Brett Johns?
Yeah.
We get him on. I like that as well.
Brett's up for it. The AIC podcast boys are fucking Paddy is like a fucking cunt. You can't get hold of him. Fuck. I spoke to Ryan.
I don't mind as long as we've organised it. I don't mind going somewhere with the setup. See, like so as long as we know we're going.
They do evenings though, them see.
I can do evenings as long as I know in advance.
Well, as long as we know, like the best evening for me is probably
you're going above the mic. Come down.
Oh yeah, the best evening. Well, it isn't a fucking. It would have to be after 7:30.
Yeah, but again, I could like if it's if we say right in March the fucking 15th we're going to do it.
Well, we could do. I
could rip myself off the rotor.
Yeah, so essentially what we could do is like when they film one, we could. Film ours.
Yeah.
And we could have a little bit of dialogue back and forth. We both introducing at the same time. We'd have a little bit of fucking argument. Fuck off, this is ours. Isn't it?
They got that fucking Flintstone setup, don't they? Don't they just use an iPad or they still use that? That's class.
Yeah,
I think to become successful because they're quite. It's an alright. It's a good podcast.
Yeah, they get some really good guests on as well.
To get to that point with that setup, it shows that there's more to them.
Have you heard the podcast? Yeah,
I listened to the one that you did.
Yeah,
because it's football in it, so I'm not really interested in football.
Well, do you hear me at the end of it? The fuck are they talking about football? I'm sitting there on my fucking phone. Anything to add? Nothing at all. Don't even know. The only fucking footballer I know is Kenny Dalglish and Gaza and Pele.
But yeah.
Oh, and Ian Rush.
Ian Wright.
No, I don't know.
Ian Wright is
Ian Rush. Ian Rush is the one who used to look like Scooby-Doo.
I don't know, mate. I used to like football. I used to support Leeds when I was a fucking kid, and that was around the time when fucking Tony Yeboah was playing. That's the only thing I can remember.
Tony Yeboah, I can remember him.
Yeboah, yeah. He was good, I think.
John Olomo, no, he was fucking
rugby.
He
was rugby, yeah.
Enzo McLinelli's going to come on as well.
That's cool.
Steve Spears is going to come off on in the summer.
What, so you said yes?
Yeah.
Nice, man. We're going to start. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It would be nice to get like a kind of like a combat sports one as well. Do you know, like getting Steve Mio and Boyd in, get Enzo and Brett in at the same time.
Yeah.
That would be quite cool because it would be enough to...
Yeah.
Oh, no, we need to extend it out. We need as many episodes out of it as we can, actually.
Yeah, fucking right.
When we get Steve and Boyd on, Boyd will have to sit in a different room, and then when we're finished with Steve...
We're not exactly making revenue off this fucking channel, are we?
We're not even close to making revenue off this channel. But I'm honestly just down for like interesting chats.
Yeah,
like, so,
I just fucking love the chats.
Like I'd love it was surreal for me because like I'm actually a fan of Steve Mio. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because he was on TV around the time where I was like when I was younger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'm actually a fan of him and Boyd.
He's fucking brilliant.
So talking to him, like just being in a chat with him the other day, it was the same feeling as when I finally broke into your circle. Like,
yeah.
I was just like, because I was a massive fan first, and then I broke into like.
You start calling him a cunt as well now.
I'll start fucking I'll start saying, "Is it fucking what did I say to you in Eurogamer?" I was pissed. And I say, I'll crack your head like a
fucking
Kinder egg.
What did you say? Crack your head like a Kinder egg and drink your brain.
No, I said, and then make it a toy out of the innards or something. Yeah. I was off my fucking head. I know Dad would batter me in every single scenario, but
I gotta go and buy a suit this week.
Imagine fucking tailoring a suit to that fucking body of yours.
Fucking twat.
You're gonna look weird, probably.
Oh yeah, I know.
You'd have to get it tailored. You can't just buy a suit off the shelf. You'd have to buy a fucking top that fits me and then trousers that fit fucking a child. Oh, I'm buying 2 suits today. No. Just for me. Just for me.
So I'm not looking forward to fucking putting
like
a
fucking 85-inch chest and then fucking child's leggings.
Yeah. Fucking jaggins.
But yeah, I gotta go now because I've got to finish editing this thing today. I want to get it done today.
Are you gonna get it up today? What? Oh, the
no.
wedding?
So I'm not gonna put anything up until she's seen it. So I'm gonna.
Oh no, this I mean.
Oh, this will be. I'm talking about the wedding, but this doesn't need much editing. It's good. So I just fucking on a Friday. I got a cheeky PC build on Friday. Someone messaged me saying, "Can you build a PC for X amount of cash?" I was like, "Yep." And just random.
I need a new PC.
Random cash. I'll build you one.
Mine is fucking.
Yours is as old as our relationship.
I think there's still dust in it from the day we met.
That's true. I don't think you've had a new PC since, have you? No. It's literally as long as our relationship.
Bearing in mind.
Don't get rid of it. That's a
fucking hell, it's had 32 gig in that from fucking the days
32 gig of fucking DDR2. Oh, no, it'd be 3, wouldn't it? DDR3. Yeah.
It's fucking still.
Radeon. Right there, no, don't say anything. 7970?
No, 1080.
You've got a 1080 in your...
1080 Ti, innit?
You haven't got a 1080 Ti.
I fucking have.
No, you haven't.
No, 980 Ti.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's newer.
Yeah.
But the CPU and that fucking case where we used to joke that Ugandan family lived in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have XM.
Again, we're out of the car again.
Out of the car.
Just trying to fucking get... Is this messages in the same group as yours? I got 40 messages from somebody. Are you in the same? Is it in the same group as us? Anyway, we're gonna knock it on your head here tonight. I think if this sounds fine, which I think it will, we're just gonna do this setup because this is way easier to set up now that we know.
The what?
This with the Zoom instead of me bringing the Tascam every week.
Well, if the end product turns out,
I think it's gonna be
tickety fucking boo. Then we'll just stick with it.
Yeah, it's easier, and it's all set up because I leave these.
So all we got to do now is you're going to take the.
I'll take the card
SD,
and I'll take my headphones and that's everything.
That's all we've got to do then is just fucking format it. Or you can just format it when it comes back, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my card.
This is your card. I got mine. Yeah, mine wouldn't work for some reason.
Yeah, just bring that back week by week.
Yeah.
Week by week by week.
Week by week by week. Week by fortnight by fortnight.
I'm going to piss myself.
Right, okay, cool. See you later, guys.
Ta-ra.
Love you, much love. Bye-bye. How the fuck do I stop this now?